all rise.
The case of ELAS versus education system is now in session. Is the prosecution ready?
Yes.
You may present your opening statement.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the defendant has been charged with the crime of giving a lack of help to students to a successful life. The evidence will show that ridiculous hours of homework are given and standardized tests are unworthy results of students' knowledge. Also, for the mental and harm a student receives from poor class environment made by both teachers and students.
Please present the next lawyer.
Standardized tests are also part of the educational system. These tests show how well students know English, math, science, and reading. Although this may be good in a way, it does not show students' full potential in education. Students are required to take 4 main subjects, but not a lot of students are interested in it, and more are interested in the arts. Many people like art and music and theater, and these tests take away their passion for this. These tests do not show how talented a student can be. According to the Washington Post, the article titled 34 Problems with Standardized Tests by Valerie Strauss, she lists many reasons why standardized tests are bad. She states that standardized tests have led to the neglect of play, music, art, and other nonverbal ways of learning. Like I said before, this takes away a student's talent. She also states that a test penalizes test takers who think non-standard ways, in which in most cases many students do. This prevents the students from thinking outside of the box or coming up with new ideas. Last thing she mentioned is that these tests create unnecessary stress and negative attitudes towards school. A lot of students stressed out about these tests and only makes things negative. Standardized tests should be abolished because it takes away students' creativity, adds unnecessary stress, and prevents others from seeing students' full potential and understanding of knowledge. Thank you.
Next lawyer, present your case.
An excessive amount of homework can cause more harm than good. An average American student goes to school for about 6.5 hours a day. Many students participate in a number of extracurricular activities outside school, such as sports, clubs, volunteer work, and other classes. Many students also have part-time jobs to earn their own money or help support their family. Some students even have to help take care of their family members at home, such as younger siblings. Students also need time to rest and spend time with their family and friends. From the moment a student gets out of school, roughly around 3 in the afternoon, they have around 6 to 7 hours to participate in extracurricular activities, work a part-time job, and help support their family at home, to then get to bed around 10 to 11 to achieve the essential 8 hours of sleep for a healthy lifestyle. These 6 to 7 hours of free time after school are clearly not enough time for these activities and priorities, especially because they are limited by the excessive amount of homework teachers load on students. According to the National Survey of Student Engagement Findings, the average student spends about 17 hours each week preparing for classes, which is around 2.5 hours per day. Not only does homework limit the amount of time a student has for these activities and priorities, homework can also cause harm to a student's health. A Stanford researcher, Denise Pope, conducted a survey to examine perceptions about homework, student well-being, and behavioral engagement in a sample of 4,317 students from 10 high-performing high schools in upper-middle-class California communities. These results show that many students suffer from sleep deprivation and other health problems such as headaches, exhaustion, weight loss, and stomach problems. The study also showed that 56% of the students considered homework a primary source of stress. Homework is the leading factor of the amount of stress a student has, limits the amount of hours for extracurricular activities and priorities, and causes many different health issues. Homework needs to be cut to a minimum of 1 hour a day to stop these negative effects and harm it causes on students.
Common Core is the set of educational standards in both teaching and testing for students from K through 12th grade. Kids are constantly having to learn new things and tests almost every week in order to show teachers that they understand the material being given. However, most kids, when they graduate high school, don't ever use what they have learned beyond junior high. Helpful skills such as doing your taxes or creating a job resume are not taught in school, yet they are used by a great amount of young adults. I present to you the second piece of evidence. Valerie Strauss, a writer from the Washington Post, in her extensive research says standards should not be applied to school subjects, but to the qualities of mind. People who work in cosmetology, for example, or theater, or even restaurants have to be given all the tools and programs outside of school. Schools need to rethink the standards that students are being held to.
Present your closing statement.
Many important adjustments are needed to be made in the educational system to create a better system of learning that can bring a beneficial impact of more creativity in ways to help students enjoy learning. Our current education system is detrimental to our country, and these new adjustments can benefit the future with more ideas and inventions. Standardized tests should be abolished, and excessive amounts of homework need to cut to a minimum of no more than an hour a night.
Thank you.
After hearing all of the evidence provided about the standardized testing, Common Core, I find the education system guilty as charged. The court is adjourned.